Yo, what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? It is your main man, Juggernaut of Multi-Platinum Production Team.
Arkatech Beatz.
Arkatech Beatz.
Welcome to the music review live stream. We are platinum producers, or multi-platinum producers, doing music live stream reviews, or reviewing music on our live stream. I'm tongue-tied tonight. I don't understand why, but cool. If it's your first time here, make sure you like, comment, and follow, and subscribe, and all that other good stuff. It does help the algorithm. The queue is open. Please be clear that the queue is open. I'm displaying what's in the queue on the screen so you can see what's happening in real time. If it's your first time here, like I said, we are responsible for producing for your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. We have produced for everyone in the music industry, from Big Pun to Nas to Shorty Low, back to Max B, French Montana, Wiz Khalifa, Freddie Gibbs, Saha the Prince, Raekwon the Chef, Jada Kiss the Game. Did I say Killer Mike, Waka Flocka Flame, Little Scrappy, everybody. Listen, we've produced for almost everybody. You know what I mean? So, like I said, if it's your first time here, welcome. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and sharing the live. We're going to get started in a little bit. I'm just waiting for some folks to get on because, some folks have done some paid skips. And I do want to give them the opportunity to, log in, tune in so that they can make sure that they're present for the music that that we're listening to and that we'll be able to give our feedback on. Okay? So in the meantime, I will be displaying some music. It's kind of, I won't say it's arbitrary. It's basically all the music from our catalog. But, we just been playing, I like to play random stuff sometimes. But, the YouTube copyright strike thingy, it's weird. You know what I mean? So you have to be very careful about what you play, even your own music. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. Like I said, we're giving folks a little bit to jump in. And, we'll be playing some stuff, like I said, out of our discography. You may have heard it, may have not heard it, but,
If I said goodbye.
Now, why is my joint doing the double right now? That's weird. Hold on, let me double check here. I see what's happening. Yeah, it's not supposed to happen. Okay, got it. Let's go.
Then make me alive, make me alive. My heart's heating up. This love is on fire, love is on fire, on fire. Ooh,
Peace. Kaz, what up?
on fire. Ooh, I can't breathe. And my world is burning down, yeah. Around me. And I wanna hold you down, yeah. In my
record when we did our Orchard deal. She was just coming off and she was signed to Universal. And she had a record with Fat Joe. And they were big fans of Big Pun. And our manager reached out to us and was like, yo, you know, we're really big fans of Big Pun and we just did the record with Joe. You know, would you be interested in working with her? And we met her and she was so cool. And I'm like, yo, man, let's do something. And it was a little bit more pop, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, for people who are not really familiar with the, you know, that, you know, I tell you, we got that range, man. Folks be sleeping, man. But shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live stream, man. Like I said, we getting ready to do these music reviews in a few minutes. About to jump in here. I'm just giving the folks a chance, an opportunity to jump into the queue, jump into the line. The queue is growing fast. So I just need folks to, if you're going to jump in, now is the time to jump in. We're not going to be on this thing. We're not going to be on this thing too long tonight again, you know what I mean? Because the reality of the situation is like this. I've been trying to tell folks, we're working. It's going like crazy right now. So, you know what I mean? So, you know, we're doing real-time work with real-time artists. $1 Million Baby 4. This thing will be out soon. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be out super fast. Did I just freeze? Okay. It'll be out in 2 weeks. So, you know, you'll be able to hear everything that we did on that. And then we're basically working on the next set of albums for Max. Max and them is not playing. They about to put out so much music this year. I don't know what Heads are going to do. You know what I'm saying? Outside of Drizzy himself, I don't know how they're going to stop the wave. You know what I'm saying? Right now, he's going to be doing so much music. You know, I think what's happened is that the usual suspects have, you know, put out what they had to put out, and I think everybody else is kind of saturated at this point. And I think people are just waiting to root for a new person right now. And I think that's really what you're going to see. You're just going to see folks rooting for the underdog. And when folks root for the underdog, man, and nothing can stop them. So, you know, we're about to see how it goes. So, shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live stream. Like I said, we are doing music reviews tonight. I'll just be playing a few more tunes. I'll probably get ready started in about 5 more minutes. Let me get started on that. You know what I mean? And then as we get started with that, then we'll keep it moving. You know what I mean? Let me see what I want to play next here. What I want to play. It's weird. Sometimes you got some music that you just like, you don't really want to play, but you know you want to play it. Let's play this.
The butcher coming, nigga. Ain't nothing like that first gun. Feel like I'm going on my second life. At times I was staring down the barrel. I had to get my mind right and drive like Andretti, cause the further you go, the road the rich is gonna get narrow. Just like y'all niggas stirring notice. I won't say it 4 times. Blowing at my crib like a basketball court size. 6 or 7 years I've been running shit and just getting started. Think about it, a nigga really might be y'all time.
Y'all know how I do this shit. Gangsters back in this bitch again. The gangsters back in this bitch again.
I'm throwing every chain. We put back-to-back bars like parade. It feel good to see some real niggas win, don't it?
Y'all know how I do this shit. Gangsters back in this bitch again. The gangsters back in this bitch again.
I'm sending pictures to my niggas, throwing parties on yacht. Get a block, make another meal and spend that shit again. Used to be a no good, thicker kid, traded that for a pot. Now when I bring that up, y'all getting sensitive, ignoring me, telling the story along the premises of us finally finishing, turning that into finishes. Oh well, still talking coke sales, 1 brick, 2 brick, equal with my show sale. Money in a suitcase, like deal or no deal. I was good with no deal. Told you I did wholesale. It's like 1 city, 2 money, 3 legends, 4 thought, 4 all that's happened. I could picture myself war touring. Used to want to 4 chords. Now I got like 4 chords. I've been playing soulful shit, listening to more Lauren. Trap house, the warehouse. I smoke all this gas like my lungs. I don't care about my condo, won't air about my gun. It's all plastics. What happened? These rappers, they get off too easy. To me, it's just madness.
gangsters back in this bitch again. The gangsters back in this bitch again.
I'ma throw on every chain. We put back to back bars like parade. It's so good to see some real niggas win, don't it?
Y'all know how I do this shit. Gangsters back in this bitch again. The gangsters back in this bitch again.
I'm sending pick to my niggas, throwing parties on yacht. Get a block, make another meal, spin that shit again.
Y'all know how I do this shit.
Yeah.
Gangsters don't dance, we boogie to the boogie. Bang to the boogie.
They boogie to they boogie.
Gangsters don't dance, we bang to the boogie boogie.
That's that Benny the Butcher, Arkatech Beatz remix, man. Back at it again. You know what I'm saying? We had to do a remix on it, man. I had to do it. You know what I'm saying? I had to do it, man. You know what I'm saying? The folks at Def Jam wasn't real happy about it, but I'm like, yo, man, I had to do it. I had to do it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Every now and again, you gotta do at least one. Make folks be like, yo, this is how I could have sounded. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna keep it pushing. We're gonna keep it pushing. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live, man. Like, you know what I mean? Shout out to all y'all, man. What's happening, everybody? I'm seeing everybody jumping in. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the joint. I added the chat to the screen so folks can see the chat, so that you can see that we not, so you can see the real time people reaction when we start doing the reviews on these joints, like real time reviews, real time reaction, just so that people can really see what's really happening. You know what I'm saying? So we're here. We're trying to get it done tonight. Big Riz, what up? We about to jump into this. This first joint. It is the first page skip of the night. I seen this come in late yesterday. Kaz, you must have been working late last night because I seen it come through late, and I'm like, Vito, what's up, bro? I seen him working late, and he jumped into the queue late last night. He was like, yo, because I was up maybe till about I was up maybe till about 6 a.m. Like, I dozed off for maybe like 20 minutes before I had to go take my kids to school. Also, for my producers, man, remember we are I just started to upload, some of these modules for the MPC Masterclass. Stay tuned, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how long this thing is gonna be. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know. I do not know how long it's gonna be. It'll be finished when it's finished. So it's just going to me, I think it's just going to be an ever-growing work in progress. I ain't going to hold you. Like, I just think it's going to be something that as I continue to add on, I'm just going to continue to add on. And then I want to get cats ready for that sample challenge. So for my producers that are in my in the producer society, the Future Producer Society, I want to jump into that first producer, that first producer challenge for that first sample flip. So for my guys that are in it, y'all know what it is. So, we're going to start looking out for that. And then, we about to be here, man. You know what I'm saying? We're here. We're in the building. The community is growing. And, I'm excited about it, man. I see guys really active in it. And we're really about to change the game with this thing, man, because, we're going to have a bunch of producers who are really guys that are really, like, here to learn, and they're going to know the music business, and they're going to be able to do so many different things that people may count them out for. Now, why isn't my chat box moving? I'm trying to move my chat box, but it's not moving the way I wanted to. Anyway, we're going to make it do what it do. But for those who's in it, make sure y'all are in it, you know what I'm saying? We about to jump into this first review in 2 seconds. Let me get my technical, I'm going to get one of my kids to start doing my logistics for me. Ashkin, what up? Boy Swagger, what up? Big Riz, what up? I see you. Boy Swagger, I see you. Kaz, I see you. Vito, I see you. All, these are my folks. You know what I'm saying? These are these future producers, man. I hope y'all paying attention. This joint coming up right now is Do You Wrong. This is what my guy Kaz Productions. Shout out to him. He was working late last night, man. When he sent this joint through, he was working late last night. I'm like, he must have just came hot off the press. He said, yeah, I had to send it in. So I appreciate you. He skipped the line and everything. It's our first paid skip for the night, man. We getting it pushing. Let's go. Let's listen to this.
Has Mills on the beats, man.
Kaz, this you got some things going on in this beat, man, that are not going together. Like, you got some stuff in here that's not going together. This stuff is not, it's not being tuned accurately. Which system are you using again? Just remind me, because my brain sometimes get a little bit short circuit on it. Like, these instruments are out of tune, and if we're gonna, if you know, I'm not saying, I don't even think they really complement each other, and if they don't complement each other, they gotta at least be in tune. So it's like you got things that are working against each other. So it's not, you know, it's not helping this record to do what it needs to do. So, like, if you're listening to this now, that sound right here is entirely too loud. Then your bass line is doing one thing, that thing is doing something different. This is the machine. Okay. So we're supposed to be able to check where our key is. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to try to keep everything in the same key so that we could actually be able to make these sounds go. Because as we have it right now, it just feels like it's a mishmash of things that we putting together. And it's not, it's there. Each instrument is fighting for its own space, its own area for the listener. So when I'm listening to this right now, it almost makes it almost unlistenable, because it's so hard to distinguish, like, okay, what should we be focusing on? Because the bass line is doing this, the flute is doing this, the other thing is doing this. Remember what we be talking about all the time. We mean less is more. You know what I'm saying? Less is more. That's a lot of the reason why. That's a lot of the reason why I lean on guys to really, you know, get themselves them splice accounts, start really playing with sounds. Because what happens when things are with splice, you'll be able to take instruments, you'll be able to say, okay, I want to get something in the key of F, right? And if I want to add a sound to it, you can look for a sound that's in the same key, so you know it will go together. You know it will complement each other. You know what I'm saying? So you're not dealing with this thing where you're loading up sounds from different VSTs and you're trying to get them now to go with different stuff, because now that requires us to be, you know, we have to start knowing tune and pitch. We have to start understanding those things. We have to start realizing which notes complement which other notes. So now we have to start understanding that, as well as chords, and sometimes even going in deep into music theory. And for a lot of guys, they're not into that. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm telling guys to really fast track their production, and when I'm saying to use sample-based stuff and use things that have the information for you. So, for example, if you're dealing with, again, more samples, again, you already got your BPMs, right? So we're not fighting with a sample to find out, you know, what the BPMs are, so it'll loop properly. You could find drums at the same speed. You can do this at the same speed. You can find chords and different sounds at the same tune and pitch. So now it makes it easier for us to build stuff together and make things kind of match. And then if we want to add additional sounds at the end, then at least we know that the sounds that we sampled from these things are already in tune. You understand what I'm saying? So now we're not fighting trying to find the right tune with our VSTs and our modules. So on something like this, we have to make sure that we're not using we have to make sure that we're not using sounds that are going to fight each other on this. You know what I'm saying? So I would want that to be the main thing for you on this. And we're going to get you right, bro. It's like, it's just a matter of, we have to understand what it is that we have to do, right? And a lot of us just don't have the ability to have somebody to say, hey, it just don't sound good, and don't tell you what to do. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm going to tell you what to do. You got your drums. You got that, whatever. We want to find the sounds now. If the flute is going to be the main sound, all right, cool. Well, we need to find out now. We need to find out what key that flute is in. And now we have to go find sounds that are going to complement that key and that pitch, right? So that it blends together. You got to think of it like a DJ, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to put two records of different tempos and two different keys to play after each other, you know what I'm saying? We want to keep the party going, so we got to keep things that are going to keep flowing and going to keep things together in line. And we're trying to marry these sounds so that they sound the best. Nah, man, we listen here, man. Like, remember I told you what we're here to do, bro. So this is a marathon. This is not a sprint, man. So, I appreciate you putting this thing for the public scrutiny, and so that that we can try to get this thing better, because that's what we're gonna do here. We're working to get it better. So shout out to Cass Productions on that, man. You know what I'm saying? For just jumping into the fray and making us do what we got to do on this thing. You know what I mean? Hold on 1 second. I want to make sure that we got what we got here real quick. We doing music reviews tonight, folks, man. We're gonna be on for about an hour. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna do our best to, see what we can do to kind of get things moving along, see what we can get heard tonight, and see who's, jumping in and so forth and so on. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live.
Anything. Rest in peace, Born Superbs. Rest in peace, Chip Banks. Harlem Hoods. y'all. Ron back up. Yo, that's American Cream Team, man. Raekwon and RZA featuring American Cream Team, man. Produced by us, man. Like, yo, just thinking about when RZA came in the studio and did that, man. It's like amazing in my own brain. Like in my brain, I'm like, wow. I didn't even know that it was like. I didn't even know it was like as it was a thing in my mind. So, shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live, man. Submitting tracks for the reviews. We about to jump back in. You know what I'm saying? So this is the next paid skip. This person is paid to skip the line. This is Machine Mafia. Going back to Cali. This is a beat called Going Back to Cali by Machine Mafia. Machine Mafia, are you in the building? Please tell me that you're in the building. You have paid to skip the line. I want to make sure that you're here. I was just playing y'all some American Cream Team, man, so you can just kind of have an idea of, like, you know, different stuff. And, you know, a lot of times between these reviews, sometimes my brain, I got to reset my brain. So I'll be like, you know, okay, you in the building. Let's go. We're going to listen to this joint. Let's hear what it sounds like. This is Going Back to Cali, man, by Machine Mafia. Let's go.
Machine Mafia, man. I got a decent groove to it, man. And I had brought it back because I had got lost in the sonics of the track and wasn't able to like accurately count the bars. So that's why I had brought it back. So for those who are new here, the guys that watch this and look at the stream, and they're basically trying to see what we're doing with the stream. In terms of the music review streams, guys, they're beginning to fall in and understand what I mean about the sequencing and the song structure. And for this beat, it's following a song structure that it did maybe like the four bar intro straight into your hook, I believe, and then we went into 16 bar verse versus 12. Now 16 bars is a little long in my opinion, but it still follow the structure, and there's a defined musical hook. I think we heard that with the leads and the things that are happening in this. So my feedback for you is this, right? I think that you have a decent grip on the structure and of the record, which I believe is a great start here. I just believe that you should look to condense the verses down. 16 bar verses. If you listen to your top songs now, they're almost all absent of 16 bars. You're not going to really find that as prominent as we used to anymore, right? Like the songs over the last 10 years don't really do that in terms of keeping 16 bars in the verse. So you want to condense that because, again, what we're trying to do is we're trying to make it a shorter listen to give us more replay value. That's the first thing. The second thing is I believe that I think you can improve the mix of where these sounds are. I think that there's a selection of, there's a clap, and I think there's another clap, and then there's another snare in it that I feel like probably should change out. Like it doesn't feel like as a West Coast snare as I think you could possibly find. So I would just tell you to dive into your Splice account and just dive in and just search for like you could always put West Coast drums, and you'll start to find different West Coast drums that will more so complement the way that this track is sounding. And again, I just think it's more of a mix of the instruments. I feel like the hi-hat might be a little bit too pronounced. I feel like we can probably, get that bass line to really drive a little bit stronger, and also kind of get that kick drum to really, pound a little bit more, you know what I mean? But, for the most part, it's a good beat, right? I believe that's the situation. I think it's a good beat. I think what we want to try to do is we want to try to get it from being a good beat to something that's more a little that gets us, really over the hump. You know what I'm saying? I think that we're right there. I think we're about like 90% there. You know what I mean? So just between just tweaking of those things in terms of making it a little bit shorter in terms of the verses in my brain, and just making sure that those sounds now are just kind of mixed into the music bed, the lead sounds and stuff, just to make sure that they're not overpowering and everything kind of sounds a little more cohesive. And the best way to do that now is to take what you're doing, and if, say, for example, somebody said it has a Battle Cat feel, now listen, if you're going to go listen to some Battle Cat, you're gonna see where a lot of his stuff stands out. You know what I'm saying? If we're listening to, like, classic Battle Cat in terms of, like, Corrupt and what you call it, East Siders and Dog Pound, like if we listening to those joints, then we know that his joints bang a certain type of way, and if you do an A/B comparison, you're gonna be like, okay, I gotta make my joint do a little bit more to get to that side. You know what I mean? So listen, what I'm saying. Outside of that, kudos to you, man. So shout out to Machine Mafia. Make sure you tapped into our Future Producer Society, man. You know what I'm saying? So we can make sure that we can get that get that game up, man, to make that music stand out a little bit. You know what I mean? He said Battle Cat ish. Listen, man. at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? It's like we all are inspired by these guys, man. Like listen, you know what I'm saying? Like I still be rocking, you know, we can freak if you want to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm still. Are you from NYC? You from NC? Okay. Yeah, man. I just like I still love me a piece. I still love me some of that Battle Cat music, man. Like that G's up. If you ain't, you know, doom boom boom boom, doom doom doom. Come on, man. And then he got a really dope joint. I know people might have slept on it, but he got a really dope joint that was on a Faith Evans album that he used the M2 named Juicy Fruit. And man, he went crazy on that, man. So shout out to you. Listen, man. Listen, we're all fans of these guys' music, man. I'm fans of these guys' music. That's the only way to get better. You know what I'm saying? I can't not listen to these other guys, man. I got, you know, got to get better, man. You know what I'm saying? So outside of Fayetteville, man. Raleigh, okay. I see guys connecting in the chat, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. That Juicy Fruit still jam, man. Yes, yeah, man. Like he's there's so many dope producers, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to Machine Mafia. He was another page skip tonight. You know, we're gonna jump into the next joint. We've been live for about 40 minutes. Who's this? This joint's called Gunshot, man, by Wiz Beatz. I'm getting a lot of beats tonight. No songs? What's happening to the songs? Nobody ain't got no songs. Tap in on the TikTok. Make sure that we hitting that like button, man. Help this algorithm move, man. You know what I'm saying? I need that algorithm to move a little bit. We about to jump into this Gunshot joint in just 2 seconds, of course. Got to play my Max B. Max B, French Montana.
Yeah. Don Valley. Rails is popping. 48, I see you, baby. Let's roll. Yeah. I gave him a signature on the C-note. When it come to these speakers, I'm the keynote. Glock 19 tucked in the Pico. I'm a peacock. She like the deep throat, mom. Do new tricks, get it all clean. $250,000 on the truck, I'ma get it all green. Don't you fuck with the EMG, niggas all team black. Stevie and more, bigger cross seas, we be on patrol. Money won't fold, sweet and sour on the bagel, honey on the road. Try to show my man a globe, but Dunny on parole. Damn, P.O. a dick, money on patrol. Damn, I been chose, better off road. Don Valley on the building, letters all bold. I just hit me a royal flush, better on fold. On the oven, I bake cakes, but better on the stove. Yeah.
If you wanna make 1 million, you gotta make 2. Say don't bring sand to the beach, I brought the beach through. When New York fell off, Montana brought the east through. Malibu estates, mansion on the beach, at least 2. Don't think of outer space with a bitch you can't breathe. Rabbit 16, but my contract like an athlete. From birds on the block to the jet, CB on the wings. Tell your big homie my watch costs 100 billion streams. When it come to maxing on my name's me too. Cause when he got the cash, I was like me too. And when he got the drop, I was like me too. When he almost got shot, I was like me too. Man, this shit right here, dog, is just the preview. Wave God's on the way, Cosmo Brothers Part 2. Huh?
Yeah, I wish I could hit the lotto. Me too. Smoke a blunt while I hit the bottle. Me too. Yeah, I'm feeling to hit the model. Me too. I'm having issues with somebody I need to speak to. I'm just trying to get my flows on. Me too. I'm trying to flow like the boss dog. Me too. Big chain with a frost on. Me too. I need crew in that Perry on. Me too.
Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live stream, that's doing this, that's submitting their music for public scrutiny. This is not difficult. I mean, this is not easy for people to do. It's very difficult for people to do, to be put under public scrutiny by somebody like myself, you know. But what I've been telling folks is this, man. You want to do this here, or you want to do this now. You want to get the feedback that's going to really get you better, you know. And I can't stress that, and I can't speak for other folks. You know, I can't speak for what other people are doing on their live streams. I can't speak for that. You know what I'm saying? we're active for real. I'm playing you the music so you can hear it. So like nobody can't say when I say, hey, I did a RZA record. You can't say I ain't got one. You know what I'm saying? Because I do. You know what I'm saying? And you can't say I ain't got a French Montana record because I do. You know what I'm saying? Or Wiz Khalifa. You know what I'm saying? So it's real. So I'm just trying to let folks know that I'm trying to give y'all the best constructive criticism, the things that work for us. You know what I'm saying? We've been in this thing for a long time. I've seen a lot of artists come. I've seen a lot of artists go. You know what I'm saying? I'm still here. I've watched it just, you know what I'm saying? I've watched the folks' egos destroy them. I watch folks not listening to no feedback. I watch guys who, we recommend certain things for their music, and guys, some guys follow it, some guys don't want to follow it. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just here to make folks, he said my music review wouldn't last like 3 days, because honestly, for me, I keep saying this. I'm trying to deliver a resource that I wish I had, man, when I was coming up. I wish that I had it. You know what I'm saying? I wish that I had a way to, could Marley Marl or Pete Rock or could Large Professor, could Q-Tip even listen to what I got going on? Like, if you wasn't part of the certain thing, you wouldn't even know what it was. You know what I'm saying? I just happen to know a guy. Who grew up a block away from me, right? He went to high school with my older brother, and he happened to be good friends with Chris Lighty. You know what I'm saying? I just happen to have a guy that, we used to get his mail. My address was 3225 and his address was 3325. But we lived on the same street, and we used to get each other's mail, and then we wound up talking and stuff, and then he started working for Violator, and then he actually is Regina King's ex-husband. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really make this type of stuff up. And I wind up you can't make this stuff up. So it's like, so it's like when I finally start getting around Lighty and them and starting to kind of see what was going on, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't have any equipment. I didn't even start to produce. I didn't even know if I wanted to produce yet. You know what I'm saying? At that point, I was just thinking about being an artist. And I wasn't even, I didn't know. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just know I wanted to be in it. I just didn't know what it was that I really, really wanted to do. So when I finally figured out what I really, really wanted to do, I wish I had the access. I wish I had the help. Everything for us was trial and error. Nobody showed us how to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nobody showed us how to do nothing. Nobody showed us how to hook it up. Nobody showed us what to buy. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to deliver something that, that nobody was doing for me. And I remember how that felt, you know what I'm saying, trying to get on. I know what that felt like, and I know what it felt like. And what I really want to do too on the internet, man, I want to cut through all the snakes and the charlatans, you know what I'm saying? I want to cut through all the snakes and the charlatans and all the folks, fake industry cats, man. Cats that's not really in the industry. He ain't never really getting no check out the industry and trying to really perpetrate the fraud. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really with all of that. You know what I'm saying? So, we're going to keep it moving, though. We're going to listen to this gunshot joint by Wiz Beatz, man. Wiz Beatz, I seen you in the chat. Let's go, man. Let's get this gunshot going.
Wiz Beatz on the track.
what are you using to make your beats?
Beats on the track.
So I'm assuming that you just started the beat over again? You say you're like a little boy at the patois in the beginning of the track. This part of the record bangs. This part of the record bangs. The kick is monstrous. Snares hard. Hi-hats is doing what they're supposed to do. You know, for trap. You know, when the bass line come in with the slide, it's tough. The horn is tough too. Now, when that happens, when it comes in with the reggae, it don't go, bro. It throw your track off. What you're supposed to do with that is you're probably supposed to take it and throw it into the stem separator, take off the music off of that, and then run the gunshot by the vocal by itself. Because the beat that's underlying it is throwing it off. With beats, what you use to make the track? Yeah, man, this part of the beat right here is tough. The vocal sample, we have to isolate that so that it can go. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't go with it's off key with the rest of the beat. So I'm almost gonna assume, because he hasn't answered me yet, but I'm almost going to assume that this might be machine again. I'm almost want to assume that, but I'm trying not to. But I keep feeling like it might be machine, because for some strange reason, it's like Cass is having a hard time tuning their joints on that box, and I'm not understanding why.
Wiz Beats on the track.
You don't really need it acapella, man. All he need to do is just run it through a stem separator, man. Nobody don't need no acapellas no more, bro. There's plenty of stem separating tools, man. If you don't, you can go get the you can get a Serato plug-in. There's plenty of stem separating tools, bro. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Using the MPC-X. Yeah, so you definitely gotta when you go back and you look at that sample with the when you go back and you look at that sample for the reggae part, make sure that it's in tune with the piano. Check the program on it. You know what I'm saying? Like when you go into the program parameter or the program edit in your samples, just check the key and make sure that the key is matching to matching the other sample, or it's in the key that happens to be in the same pitching key, like how like how you would put chords together, and then use the stem separator in there to pull out the vocal. To pull out the drum. Like you don't need to have the drum in this running on this. Now also I see that you have this beat going for 5 minutes. We don't need to go 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? We should be good at 3. But for the most part, look, I already said to you, this beat is dope. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You like 95% there. The between the menace and the horn, the piano, between the bass line, where your drums is at, you right there. You know what I'm saying? It's just that when that sample come back in, it throw everything off, in my opinion. It's like it kind of like, okay, what am I supposed to be listening to? Am I listening to the gunshot with the, and then it still has the reggae drums under it, and they're not matching to the drums that you laid down. So now it's confusing me, and I'm like, okay, what's really going with that? So if you're just trying to use the gunshot vocal, use a stem separator, take that out, run it back with your beat to see if you can get it on key, right? See if it'll match, and if it matches, if it's not matching the right way, see if you can truncate it, trigger it the way you need to trigger it, so you can get it so that it's going to land where it needs to land. And it's okay if you want to just use the whole reggae portion of it for the intro. That's dope. You can do that, but when the beat come in, you take that reggae part of it out. You know what I'm saying? So use that for the intro. Use that as one sample. Use a stem separator. Put that in another pad. Take that, trigger that on some other stuff when you trigger it on your hooks, and you should be good. And just make sure that you're paying attention to how we need the song to set up, right? You got your intro. Make sure that we're setting it up with the when the hook comes in, right? The intro comes in, make the hook come in. What, you know what I'm saying? 8 bars. Do the 12, back to the hook. 12, back to the hook, and we out of there. But this joint dope, man. Make sure you tap in with us, man. That Future Producer Society, man. I'm liking what I'm hearing. And if you're using the X, then you definitely want to tap in with that, because we about to get it really rocking. I just started to do the standalone MPC masterclass. We just started to open that up, so just come check it out. We about to start adding in those modules so cats can start seeing what we're working with and see how it's gonna go down. Shout out to you on that. We're about 56 minutes into the live stream. I'm gonna listen to. Let me see. Did I listen to this? What you're dealing with? I think I listened to this yesterday. Did I listen to this yesterday? I think I did. Yeah, I did. We listened to this yesterday. Shout out to Swervy. We got this joint called Somber. Let me see what that says. It says H2. It says R&B, boom bap, boom bap. I'm about to jump into that. This might be the last one we're going to listen to today. And then, we'll probably get into this again tomorrow. But, we'll see where it goes. He got shot in the foot, man. What's going on with that, man? Richie, what's going on, bro? This is the next joint we're going to get into. This is going to be the last joint for the night. It's all called Somber. is again one of those joints that I feel like there's stuff is not going together. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he has a very, very, very solid drum track here. I feel like there's a solid drum track here, and I feel like it would be better suited. We have to figure out how to blend instruments together. And what I'm seeing is that, guys are just, using random instruments and like, okay, I'm just going to try this and I'm going to try that. This is like making a cake with no recipe, dog. You know what I'm saying? You have to honestly, like, and this is what I'm starting to realize too. Like, are you guys really listening to music? Like, what music are you listening to? Right? Like, what music are you listening to that's giving you an idea that it should sound like this? Like, I want to understand, what are you listening to that's making you feel that it should sound like this? What song can you compare it to that sounds like this? And if you don't have one, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's not that we're trying to copy or trying to say, well, I'll make something original. Listen, we understand that, but when we're in the phase of trying to learn, right? And this is the thing, like, when we're trying to learn, we have to be listening to what other guys is doing so that we can understand the mechanics of what it takes to get to those levels. We have to deconstruct what they're doing, right? So you don't have the equipment, you don't have the you don't have the different things that they had to make the song, so you can't make it the same way they made it. You know what I'm saying? So even if you tried, you couldn't do it the way that they did it. The only thing you can do is you can use their situation as inspiration and use it as a tool, a mechanism to learn to get your situation better. So when I'm hearing these songs, or I'm hearing these beats, and it just sounds like this is random coming in here and this is random coming in here. Again, what record are you listening to? What beat, what song, which artist are you listening to that's even close to putting those type of sounds together? And I'll wait. You know what I'm saying? Because you won't find any. You know what I'm saying? You won't find anything that's published commercially that's putting together sounds in this fashion. And you shouldn't be looking to do them either. What we're supposed to be listening to is, like, if we're listening to Dr. Dre, we be like, he used this sound on this. Why do you use that kind of lead on Still DRE to complement Scott Storch's piano? Like, that's the kind of questions that we're supposed to be asking. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're supposed to be listening to, if Organized Noise did Blackberry Molasses, it's like, okay, why does the guitar go like that during the break when Bobby is singing on the break of the record? Like, we got to listen to this stuff. Like, we have to be able to pay attention to where this music is sounding and what sounds good and what complements each other. When Michael Jackson is starting off, Can't Stop Till You Get Enough. Like, when you hear the string line coming, like, what's the underbelly of those sounds? Are they using flutes? Are they using trombones? Are they using what are they using to make that into an orchestra? Like, we gotta listen to music and we have to dissect it critically. We can't just be saying, okay, I'm gonna get on the keyboard and I'm gonna just take this sound and this sound. It's like, that's for children. You know what I'm saying? That's for children, honestly. Those are for kids who's trying to figure it out. That's not for people who are adults who have listened to music for the majority of their lives. Like, you know what I mean? That means you have to go back and you have to really critically listen. Like, you know what I mean? That's what that really requires you to do. And look, this is what we're into, right? We're doing music. So if we're doing music, it requires us to listen. That's the bottom line. It requires us to listen. And it requires for us to listen to things that normal people don't listen to. Because we're the artists and we're the producers. We are the ones that are making the music that's going to move the culture, right? So if we're going to make the music that's going to move the future culture, then we have to be in tune. Like, we got to be in tune with it. So for a track like this, I need the drums to do what they're doing, and then I need us to really just make a better decision on what sounds are going to complement these drums. And I hate to be a broken record, but for guys who are sort of tone deaf, and that's what I'm starting to feel here in this, for guys that are tone deaf in terms of picking instruments, and you can't be hell bent on trying to play instruments if you're tone deaf. You can't make beats if you're tone deaf, dog. Like you're gonna have to find a different way to make these beats work. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta figure this out on this one. You know what I mean? So this is a joint called Somber, and this is who by what's it? Who did this? High 2, I guess. So like listen. That's somber, you know what I'm saying? Like again, when you hear that, where do you rap? Where do you sing? What do you rap? What do you sing? What's the driving melody? Where's the repetitiveness? You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. Like where's the you know what I mean? Like yeah, so I'll leave that there for tonight. Shout out to everybody that jumped into the live. I do appreciate folks jumping into the live. And look what we're here to do, folks. Remember what we're here to do. We're here to get better. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the reality of the situation. So we're here to get better. So for those who are not willing to take the constructive feedback, you know what I'm saying? Then I don't. There's not much I can really go with that. You know, the only thing I can really tell you is I could lead you in a direction and lead you to the tools that I use and the tools that me and Mike use to do what we do. You know what I'm saying? So it's not Ozempic, you know, and even if it was, the results may vary. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. For guys that are, if you're coming in and you're not really ready for the constructive criticism, you know, I apologize. It may not be the right forum for you. You know what I mean? But I do want to put everybody up on game. I do want folks to understand and realize that this is what we want to do here. We want to get better here. You know what I mean? There's nothing is going to make me happier than when guys from this community's music starts to land. You know what I mean? Because then I know that, you know, we're doing the right thing when guys' music starts to land, and then I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Guys' music is getting really good, and guys like, yo, Jug, I just saw my first beat, or yo, Jug, I just got this going. Like, you know, somebody finally jumped on my joint. I'm working with an artist. You know, we doing a project. Like these are the building blocks. You know, this is how it has to work, and this is how it grows over time. You know, so we're gonna jump back into this probably tomorrow. I'll probably just do a post to let folks know. That is, you know, the queue is open for those who want to jump in early, who want to try to skip the line. You can do that. You know, put yourself in front so that you can kind of get a chance to get listened to. I only expect this queue to continue to grow. I don't really expect it to slow down. I think we're at about what, like we listened to 89 out of 120 songs. You know what I'm saying? So I think we're doing pretty good. We're listening to a good clip of it, but you know, it's you know, as more people jump in, it's going to get harder and harder to listen. So I don't know. Maybe it's your PC, bro. But what I did do is I did change my setting here. You know what I mean? It looks like whatever I was doing when I was setting up my my thing, I had to change the way that it was working. For whatever reason, it wasn't taking the inputs that I was using for my interface. It wasn't using the other inputs. But I finally got it to work. You know, I had to figure it out. You know, and now we can, you know, talk freely. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my folks in the Future Producer Society. If you haven't already signed up, you know what I'm saying? It is free to join, man. You know what I'm saying? New drum packs and all that stuff is going to be coming real soon. And like I said, we just, you know, started the module for the MPC standalone. We are going to be getting into that. I said you use a machine. To be honest, even if you use a machine, it's not the same standalone workflow, right? I won't say it's the same workflow. But what I will say is this. You use a machine, if you're using a machine, we're still doing sample-based stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I think the same rules apply. And you say, well, what do you mean same rules apply? Meaning, because I got a machine, okay? Just so that you know that, well, you know, I did like we did the Waka Flocka record on machine. We did I did the Freddie Gibbs record on machine. Right. I got actually the first iteration of machine sitting in my closet, because remember when I updated my computer, the firmware would not work with the machine, and I said, no, I would never buy another Native Instrument thing if I upgrade my computer and now my controller, because really the machine at the time was just a controller. It didn't have any real hardware in it. My controller doesn't work, and you guys refuse to give me an update for the controller. You guys decided that the best thing for me to do was just to upgrade to the studio, and I took offense to that. Plus, you know, when I first got it, it didn't have time stretching that stuff, and that put me off a little bit too, right? Yeah. So if you're using the Machine Studio, remember it still kind of operates. It still kind of operates like an MPC to a degree. It's not they're gonna be the same windows, same stuff like that. But I think what we're trying to do here with the MPC Masterclass is more about, it's about really trying to make sure that we're blending the right kind of sounds, making sure that we're putting the things in the right places. And then also in our Future Producer Society, it while it may seem like it's MPC heavy, I do have, like I said, I've worked in Machine, I've worked in FL, Ableton, you know what I'm saying? So I got music, I have music that has been placed on all the platforms, if to be honest. Serato, right? My Lloyd Banks record is in Serato. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not tied to one thing, but I can say that out of them all, the MPC has been the hardware or the choice that has gotten me the most music placed. You know what I'm saying? So again, you use what makes you comfortable, but and then also the society is also about music business. You know what I mean? So while I do have some things that I want to do with the MPC as far as Masterclass, it's going to be also rooted in music business, music publishing, different sound packs, using different samples, sample flips, having folks really listen to each other's music, critique, get better with their music. You know what I mean? So, don't run away from it because, you're using machine. You know what I mean? It's a little bit deeper than that. But shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live stream. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to get out of here. And then while I get out of here, we're going to play some road music. And what's the road music today? The road music today, before I get out of here, would be, let's see. Let me see what I got. What do I got that I think needs to be heard but hasn't been heard? All right, we'll play some of my guy.
All right, you're not gonna talk about what you gonna do. What you gonna do? Really?
Really.
All right, everybody, man, we're about to get up out of here.
Arkatech Beatz.
I don't know why I
Can't believe the shit again. We fussing, fighting, arguing. We back and forth, going toe to toe. All in Frazier talking rumble in the jungle. Yeah. No, we never took it physical. See, I was taught better, never disrespectful. But the temperature's rising with the look in our eyes that it can go either way. So what you say, yeah, babe? What you wanna do, yeah. What's it gonna be, baby? Love me or hate me, girl, make up your mind. Oh, what you wanna do, yeah. What's it gonna be, baby? Oh, you gotta tell me, are we gonna fuck a fight? I'm looking at you like what's up? You looking like you had enough. Hate when I smile when you try to poke. Baby, is it that serious? We just wasting precious time. So I'ma hug you from behind. Temperature's rising with the look in the eyes, and it can go either way. What you say, yeah, babe? What you wanna do? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Yeah. Love me or hate me? Oh, girl, make up your mind. What you wanna do? Yeah. What's it gonna be, baby? Oh, you gotta tell me. Are we gonna fuck a fight? Yeah.
I ain't know my man can sing like that, huh? You can check him out on Lincoln Lawyer.
I don't wanna find no more.
Peace, y'all.
What you wanna do, yeah. Hey.